outside my shop with the campfire going. We're going to be blacksmithing for $20. Hopefully you guys can follow along and get the stuff that I got for really cheap and be able to blacksmith yourself. So let's do this. Whoops. So I've got here all the stuff we're going to be using. I have some pliers / tongs for only $5. So we'll be using those to hold on to our material, which is some steel tent pegs for only $1.75. Over here we have our hammer as well, which will be just a normal construction hammer, carpenter's hammer. It'll work fine for what we need, and it is only $4.75. Lastly, I have an axe for $5. You probably have an axe at home that you can use to split up wood. I totally forgot I got this and ended up using one of the axes I made, but from now on we'll use this axe to split up the rest of the wood. Alright, so let's get these tent pegs open now. The fire is going hot and we're going to be able to heat this stuff up and start forging with it. So I'm outside here and I have a bit of a breeze coming in, and that's helping me heat up the forge. But if you're struggling with the heat, get a hairdryer and pump some air into that fire and it'll increase the heat drastically. Definitely ask your mother first though before you borrow hers. Now that's how you open a package. This is still attached. Never mind, no longer attached. All right, we got our forging hammer here. We got our anvil face here. We'll set the axe aside for now. And once that metal's hot, we can start forging. So this will definitely take a long time. And I remember when I first started blacksmithing, it was like I was hardly denting the metal. And that's because you hardly are. This fire does not get the metal extremely hot, and hammering on a piece of wood is not enough force to move the metal. But it's a great place to start to learn technique and to help you practice. So I'm gonna keep forging this and we're gonna try and make a hook out of it. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully you can follow along and do something similar yourself. So you know how I said I got an axe and I realized I already was using my own to split the wood? Well, I assume you guys may or may not have an axe already, but if you can get yourself a $5 axe to help you split the wood for your fire, perfect. But I just had a great discovery. An axe has a lot of metal on the back side of it. This will actually work really well, not just as a hammer, but as an anvil face. You could forge with this, but I don't recommend it. Very dangerous to be swinging an axe around. However, if we move our anvil aside, we just created an anvil face made out of metal. We're gonna forge on this and see how it goes. I'm actually really hyped because this will work so much better than a piece of wood will. Let's do this. Okay, this is working a lot better than the wood was. If you have a glove to wear before you start using the tongs, definitely use this. It gives you a lot more control than a pair of pliers would. If you don't have an actual glove, a cooking mitt would work just as fine. So starting out as a blacksmith, you need to learn to adapt. This here is my hair dryer. It's no more powerful than a hair dryer itself. I just found it in a junk pile and it's working just fine. So we're gonna get this nice and hot and be able to forge, even better. I realize I should be explaining what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Right now what I'm doing is forging out a square taper. This is to create the eye, and if you don't know what that is, you're gonna find out. Now that we have a square taper, we're gonna start knocking down the corners to create a circle. And you're just gonna have to spin it around ever so slightly as you go to round out that taper. If you guys are learning lots or just enjoying the video, consider liking and subscribing. I'm still a small creator and I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers at this point, and I'm hoping to continue to grow. If you like this content, I post videos every Monday, and I live stream Monday evenings and Thursdays, and honestly, whenever else I feel like it. So, turn on notifications so you don't miss out, and let's get back to the video. This is definitely a trickier step, but what you're gonna do is knock down your taper about 3/4 of an inch and start wrapping it around. You're creating a very circular shape, and that's what gives you that eye. There you go. Back into the fire. Once you have the eye forged, you're gonna start bending the hook shape. It's gonna be a little tricky at first because you're not gonna be forging on a round surface. Like on an actual anvil, you have the horn. So for this, we're gonna be forging on the edge. You'll have to be very gentle so you don't scar up your metal too much, but I'm sure you guys can do it because I believe in you. Before you start forming your hook, you have to cool off your eye so you don't damage it as you bend it. But now we're gonna just gradually and slowly and carefully wrap around our hook. I dare say that is hook shaped. If you've made it this far without using the tongs or pliers, I'm proud of you. The glove held up good then. But if not, you may have already needed to open this and use it. But now I'm gonna take this out and we're gonna use these to hold onto the metal because it is getting pretty toasty. So the final step is turning your hook face down until it touches the side of the axe and start forging half on, half off, which is a technique used to notch the metal, which I'll show you in just a second. There you have it. We were able to put a nice notch in the metal and create a flat surface where we're gonna put a hole in to fasten this hook. All right, you guys, you made it to the final stage. The last step is cutting off your hook. You have a sharp edge on your pliers, hopefully, and that's what we're gonna use to cut off this hook. It's gonna be a little finicky, but trust me, we're gonna pull out our metal, pin it down just a little, and we're gonna grab it right where it starts to go from tapered to round. And we're gonna hammer on this. And there you have it. If I can grab it, you have just cut off your hook and it is looking beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and consider liking and subscribing and checking out some more of my content. If you have any questions, comment them below and I'll get right back to you. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one next Monday. God bless.